Wes Hart, a graduate of Washington back in 1999. And Shawn Hudson is in her third season as the LSU head coach. Each of the previous two seasons have seen LSU rise very proportionately. And Shawn Hudson, of course, off to another good start here at the LSU soccer complex. The Tigers are in white and Alabama's Crimson Tide in crimson, and we are underway here, Alabama and LSU. Sarah, you and I were talking earlier this week, and you mentioned that both of these teams have very similar styles. An early shot from the right side and saved.
Great start for LSU. Not waiting around, not waiting 5 minutes to get used to what's going to happen. This is how they need to come off. First foot forward.
McKinley Crone is in the nets for Alabama. 18 career clean sheets. She has started and played in all 15 games this year, and she nearly was dented for a score early by Hermansdottir.
Wow. Wow, that was a great corner kick. Great placement. Dangerous placement by Ida Hermansdottir right there. And the Tigers, in order for them to hang in this game with a very strong Alabama team, it's going to be win the first, second, third ball.
Hermansdottir will place it in play again. Already the Alabama goalkeeper has been threatened. Hermansdottir lays it in front of the goal. It's bounced around and it's going to go to Alabama. So LSU just about pulled off a score within the first half minute. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the save, early save by Crone. We'll check that in a moment. She has only allowed 0.69 goals per game on average this year. Believe it or not, though, that's 7th in the SEC.
That's an amazing stat to see. Here's Alabama with their first possession of the game.
LSU trying to be aggressive early, Sarah.
And that's, again, that's what they're going to have to do. One of Alabama's strongest qualities that we've seen over the season so far is their ability to maintain possession and their confidence when having the ball. LSU and Alabama both play similar styles of soccer, so it's going to be a great match. But what we're going to want to see from LSU is they're going to have to win the first, like I've said, the first and second, third ball. Alabama does a great job of keeping possession. Even when they make a mistake, someone's in the right spot to be able to keep that ball for them.
Alabama will get a free kick from near midfield.
It's a good win.
Uriah Swale
Beautiful
took it away.
play right there in the midfield.
Swale sends it ahead to Garcia. Garcia feeding on the left side. And offsides is called.
That kind of connection and that kind of play right there, that's going to be the consistent level of play that LSU needs to maintain.
Offside, LSU, free kick, Alabama.
LSU has applied early pressure, but Alabama trying to get something started offensively.
All right, this is where Alabama is extremely dangerous. Set pieces. Anything that's in the final third of the field, they're very confident at set pieces. Corner kicks, they score goals off of corner kicks. Anything like that they can set up, they've got girls that can win the ball out of the air and put the ball in the back of the net.
Well, indeed, your point is so well made. Riley Mattingly Parker, half of her goals have come from corner kicks. She is devastating when receiving set pieces.
She scored one on Thursday against Ole Miss. Two or three of their goals, I can't remember, forgive me, were scored off of corner kicks on Thursday against a top 20 ranked Ole Miss.
So that's making it happen when you get an opportunity on set pieces.
You talk about a build-up, and a build-up, you said it about Shawn and her 3 years. You're continuing to see progress for LSU, and they're established their culture and their style of play. That's what Coach Wes Hart has done over the last 8 years at Alabama. And you know what? I think they could say, there's a lot of negative things that came from the pandemic, but the fact that they had time and they're getting to keep some of these players, the pandemic worked out well for them.
Five minutes into the match, we are scoreless, although LSU had a shot on goal that was rejected with a fine play by McKinley Crone in the nets for the Crimson Tide in the opening seconds.
Dangerous player right there to leave any kind of time.
Offside,
You do not
Alabama.
want to give Riley
Free kick,
Parker time,
LSU.
space, anything like that. She's going to make magic happen.
That 10 goals for number 10 is second in the SEC. She's had a couple of assists. She is 11th nationally in goals scored and 5th nationally in game-winning goals. She's got 4 of those.
Coming back from an injury, not playing last year.
No, didn't play at all because of an ACL problem.
And got married. What else does she do? What else can she do?
Well, she married an Alabama football player, a former wide receiver. Let's see if they call the trip.
They didn't call it. And LSU's going to try to keep possession.
And some contact against the Alabama player on the far sideline.
Alabama's very good on the transition. So that's something that LSU's probably focused on a good bit, like yesterday in practice, is to stop that transition. When Alabama wins the ball or they need to clear it, they're not just clearing it and kicking it. They're clearing it and trying to find feet, and that's what makes their transition so dynamic and so powerful. There's Herman Stoddard to win that ball in the midfield. Wanting to get that ball to Thorson, who's been fantastic at assists. She leads LSU with assists.
She's got 7 of them, does Angelina Thorson, an excellent dribbler. She played 3 seasons of pro competition in Sweden, did Angelina Thorson.
She loves to get that ball, test her defender with speed, and take that ball to the inline. There's Ramey Noel doing her thing.
Noel centers it, and a poke shot saved. Hermanstotter was a little bit out of position to take a full swing at it. Still managed to challenge the goalkeeper, but another save by Swift. But again, LSU, for the second time, applying near point-blank range pressure against Alabama.
She was really smart here. She knew you got Ramey coming around her defender, getting that nice slotted cross off at the top of the D, and Thorson knew she didn't have a touch because the defender was closing her down. So you got to shoot your shot, take your chance.
LSU trying to take it away. Good defense by the Tigers near the box, and it's banged out of there by Molly Swift.
So that's the kind of defense that they know that they're going to have to apply to Parker. And when you're doing that, though, you can't let it slack off somewhere else. On the backside, they're coming in from the center, from the midfield in the pockets.
Knox is a midfielder who can score. She's got 4 goals and a nationally #1 ranking in assists with 14, as we've talked about. So a lot of her touches lead to goals for Alabama. Here comes LSU on the run. And the pass near midfield is intercepted by the Crimson Tide.
So this is the transitional prowess that Alabama is very, very good at. She won that ball, picked it off from Sage Glover in the midfield, and immediately they don't wait. They don't slow down. They want to catch LSU off guard and press that back line as quickly as possible. Missed touch there. But there's Thorson trying to recover from it.
LSU in white, Alabama in crimson.
I will say this, so far in the first 10 minutes of this game, I'm seeing Ida Hermanstotter really maneuver a whole lot more throughout the field, and I think that's that's a continued workup in her progress in this college game. You know, not just staying so central. There's times where you want her to stay compact, stay in there, and just stay doing her role, but she's so dynamic. You need her to move and be all over the place.
Wasilla Dewara Swale was held. And this is going to be a free kick coming for LSU. Right here, you see the hold.
There you go. That's a good call. Maintaining the game from the referee, letting them know she's in charge. She's got her eye on every play.
Herman's daughter will approach the free kick.
Good ball.
And netted home. An early header. LSU takes the lead.
That's what needed to happen. That's the kind of, I was going to say it right before they took that free kick, but that's how LSU was going to score goals. They work very hard on their set pieces, and it looks like they're taking the goal away. Someone was offsides.
So wipe the goal off the scoreboard.
Let me see what happened. You have Ida with the great dangerous ball, pulling that keeper off her line. I'm guessing they're saying Sage is offsides.
And they are correct, actually. The replay clearly shows that.
That Glover was offsides.
That was Wasilla Dewara Swale with a beautiful header. But unfortunately for the Tigers of LSU, Sage Glover was offside. So a tough break early. And that one skids off the back of the post there. Very, very close.
So what happened there, Molly Swift, I thought, you know, she did a good job coming off her line, coming and playing that ball, but LSU player wasn't there to be on the end of that. And so Alabama won that ball, and she played, not sure who it was number 19, did a fantastic job. It was Strasick, did a fantastic job of taking her shot.
Backside. Oh, wait. Good.
Defend that ball for Sage Glover.
Over me.
That ride.
And it will go back to LSU. So some early excitement here in the first 11 minutes. LSU seemingly got a goal on the header by Wasilla Dewara Swale, but Sage Glover, the replay clearly showed, was offside by a couple of strides.
Yeah. So now what you want to know, like for LSU, who scored this goal, taken back, so it's upsetting. Can they get over that? Can they focus on what they have to do, but also build some momentum off of it? They've scored on Alabama.
Well, Sage Glover really was in no man's land because she was set up to receive the free kick as well and happened to be in the wrong place as it was handled by her teammate Dewara Swale. So just a really unfortunate turn of events for LSU, but not much Sage Glover could do about it.
Yeah. It's a yellow card for Ashlyn Sarepka for the Alabama Tide. That's a ball that Dorsey's going to trace down.
Crone came out of the net to cover a lot of ground, and it worked out for her.
Now defensively, what LSU wants to try to do is win this ball. Oh, there's the speed showing that Dorsey, she's not going to stop. If she had one more step, she probably would be able to get that touch on that ball and slot that ball to the far post.
McKinley Crone started her collegiate career at Oklahoma. She started every match as a freshman and every match as a sophomore at Oklahoma, and she led the SEC in goalkeeper minutes played a couple of years ago. So she has been a mainstay in net both at Oklahoma and at Alabama.
It's, you know, talk about the transfer portal. It's really changed the game. You know, you talk about it for football, but it's changed the game for all of athletics, all sports.
Alabama tries the header from distance, and a goal kick will be coming for the Tigers. What a beautiful day it is today for soccer. Warmed up a little bit from a couple of the previous days here in Baton Rouge, but relatively low humidity. There's a lot of sunshine. We'll check the temperature officially. 80 degrees right now in Baton Rouge with abundant sunshine.
Free kick, LSU.
Alabama, the winner of 8 consecutive matches. 12 wins on the season for Alabama.
Don't let her turn. And just
punch to the right side, right off the foot, and it is centered, but nobody is home for the Crimson Tide. Alabama has won 12. It's lost 1. It's tied 1. The only setback against Alabama this year was a match against Miami on August 21st. They lost 1-0. They've had a tie at Utah, and that's been the only 2 blemishes, if you want to call a draw a blemish. But the only games they haven't won, the loss to Miami and a tie at Utah. So they have not lost a game since August 21st.
Wow. Well, if there's a team that can do it, I truly believe that it is an LSU team. Yeah, we saw them do it. Their grit and their learning, their grit's getting more consistent. Last year they had that big game against Arkansas, the last home game. It's going to be a similar kind of match. It's very high intensity, a lot on the line here. It's the middle of the SEC season. There's a lot on the line with this game.
Felicia Knox will approach the free kick. She punches it in front of the net, and a little bit long. That one hung in the air like a box kite for a moment, and then floated a little bit out of the reach of everybody.
Well, that was a smart read, a very confident read by Molly Swift to know that the ball was going out and to not exert too much energy there.
Swift is coming off a hip injury a couple of weeks ago when she leaped for a save and came down on the backside. She was bruised for a game, had to miss 1, but she's back for the 2nd consecutive game.
A little touch on the ball for, at least they're going to call a high kick right there, I think.
Free kick, Alabama.
There's a very nice crowd on hand, supplemented by the soccer alumni weekend activities.
Pretty decent crew here and all their kids. We've had an activity Friday night, Saturday night. Good save for Molly Swift in goal for the Tigers.
Last year, Swift had 20 starts. She had a 1.25 goals against average last year and was 3rd in the SEC with 81 saves. This year, teams are scoring at a 1.48 goals per match clip against Swift, and she's had 1 shutout. LSU had that well defended in the box, but Alabama trying to gear up its timing offensively.
That's right, nobody to get the ball, that second ball. And that's what Alabama does really well. When they clear that ball, Alabama's there to get that second ball, transition, and attack very quickly.
It will go back to Bama as we come close to the midway point in the first half.
And it's another thing in talking about the similarities in these two teams. Alabama, the same thing that you've seen, like Alabama's had some beautiful goals this season, the same way you've seen LSU have these like ESPN top 10 style goals as well. They play a similar style of soccer. You just have a little more experience for Alabama.
So far, the Tigers have done a pretty nice job of playing keep away from Riley Mattingly Parker, one of the leading scorers in the conference and the nation. She has had the ball on her foot very sparingly to this point for the most part. Parker wears number 10 in maroon.
Free kick, Alabama.
And a free kick coming for Brooke Steer.
Is it maroon or crimson?
I'm calling it crimson,
Oh, okay.
but I'll go with maroon as well. Steer played in only 3 games last year before a season-ending injury. She's a sophomore from Dexter, Michigan. She's got 1 goal and 1 assist. And now she's going to give way to the goalkeeper, Crone.
So this is where they're bringing that goalkeeper in to take this free kick, put some numbers in the box for Alabama.
Glover was charged with a yellow card, setting up the free kick.
Alabama keeping possession, and that's what makes them dangerous.
They've got a 5-on-3 advantage, which now evens up with the Tigers defenders getting back to thwart that attempt at centering it.
Goal kick,
You saw
Tiger.
LSU after that great slide tackle by Gordon on Alabama. You know, they were immediately showing the referee, look, she tipped it. She tipped it. It was off Bama. It was off Bama, because they do not want a Bama corner kick. Very, very dangerous on corner kicks.
Molly Swift out of Nebraska will send it forward. LSU loses possession but gets it back.
Lindsey Jennings getting that ball and wanting to start things over for LSU. Oh, Molly Swift having a little 1v1 action out of the back. No.
LSU is flirting with danger, and that hits the post and glances in as Molly Swift came away from the net and paid for it.
Goal for the
That
Crimson Tide.
is so dangerous, and Alabama knew that you press her long enough, she wants to be a part. She's very well played for Alabama.
Kate Henderson got just enough foot on it
Goal scored by 17.
and
Kate
eased
Henderson.
it toward the goal. It took a little bit of a right fade and bounced off the upright into the net. I don't even think that got to the back of the net, but a goal for Alabama, and Kate Henderson took advantage of the goalkeeper coming out of the net. That's her 4th goal this year with 1 assist as well, out of Anaheim Hills, California.
It's that kind of goal that's like gut-wrenching, and LSU is going to have to mentally get over that. That's going to be a huge hump to mentally, all right, we got to get out of that. That's on us. Let's play our game.
So
kind of mindset.
Henderson tied for the team lead last year with 5 goals. That's half of what Parker's got already this year. Henderson's father, a tennis player at Baylor, and he played on the ATP Tour.
There's Ida Hermansdottir looking for the space to give. That's a foul right there.
Free kick, LSU.
Hermansdottir landed on her rump. Gets up. She appears to be okay.
Shannon Cook wanting to have a sense of urgency there, get that ball. Hermansdottir was looking for space. Honestly, I think she wanted to get the ball, but she cut it back. I'm not sure why. She had more room to feed that ball into space for Thorson.
It was that little push after the players got their legs crossed that resulted in the foul.
So
Hermansdottir from distance. LSU breaks toward the net.
this is
It's
where
headed and it's grabbed by Crone.
Shannon Cook wanting to get in there because she's confident. She's dangerous in the box. She's really good out of the air. So it's a smart move to get Shannon Cook to come from the back and be a part of the offensive threat on that free play.
Shannon Cook has scored a goal this year. She also has an assist. Had 3 goals last year. Once again, the goalkeeper comes out of net and makes the play. Molly Swift has lived dangerously this last couple of minutes.
And that's another one that she's going to have to, she has to overcome, the mistake that was made and build her confidence back up as well. It was a great play by her, and hopefully can put everything else behind her.
Alabama takes it away.
See, that's the kind of possession Alabama does a good job. The ball just seems to stick to their feet. Even when it's a misstep, they still keep possession because they have so many numbers on the ball in the right positions. This is where Sage Glover needs to use her speed, take advantage of that space that she had. Smart play by Maya Gordon for the Tigers on the back line.
Molly Baker has entered the game for LSU. She leads the team with 31 shots, and 13 of those have been on goal. Molly Baker is an impact player.
She's the spark. You sub her in for the way that this game has gone. You sub her in because she knows how to make something happen.
4 goals and 4 assists from Molly Baker, the transfer from North Carolina. She was born in Gilbert, Arizona.
This is a dangerous place to commit a foul. You don't want fouls and free kicks in that offensive third from Alabama.
So generally speaking, when you have a free kick from this distance, how many options are there in the playbook, so to speak, for Alabama?
I bet they've probably got like 2 or 3 of the same type plays, but you maneuver some. You either play the ball short, so to the end line, the girl out wide, looking to play it over top. So, I mean, it ends up becoming hundreds. That's not, but typically they'll set up their style that they want to run, people in the same places, that kind of thing. But there's different ways to pass and put that ball. Can't leave an open player.
Parker was able to send it into the box to get it on the foot of a teammate.
Great touch by Thorson. A good look. That ball goes over. Sage Glover needs to keep possession for the Tigers. Molly Baker could keep running that one down.
Glover's pass wound up behind Molly Baker. Tigers are trying to steal one back here. In the first half, Alabama leads 1-0.
Let's get a new game if they can get on the board.
Cade Henderson for Alabama a couple of minutes ago was able to beat LSU goalkeeper Molly Swift on a ball out in front of the net. She managed to just poke it with the side of her foot with just enough roll to glance it off the upright on the right side, and then it took a little left turn and found the grass beyond the stripe.
That kind of goal and accident, it was Alabama's smart play and smart attack and not giving up, but that kind of thing can take the air out of a team. And it's good to see LSU continuing to fight, stay in it, and know that this game's not over.
For Alabama. Out of the game, number 19, Ashlyn Serpeka. Into the game, number 15, Kat Rogers. Out of the game, number 17, Kate Henderson. Into the game, number 14,
looked like a handball right there.
Paul.
Win that ball back.
Hermansdottir unable to keep possession.
Partland getting the ball out wide. Feeling some dangerous ball again for the Tigers.
Nobody covering goal.
Good
and
recovery.
It goes over the back line.
That's the stuff that LSU, the difference between Alabama and LSU, and that yes, they have a similar style of play.
Kick for Alabama.
That's Alabama's consistency.
Molly Swift has played as much outside the post as she had inside the post today.
Yep. But that was a good, Thorson did a great job of recovering to cut those two players off, to not leave Molly Swift alone after having dove down on the ground. So now you've got a dangerous corner kick team in Alabama.
Felicia Knox, the national leader with 14 assists, will strike it from the corner. She punches it in front. Opportunities for both teams. That came very close to curling in.
It sure did. And you could hear some of the players, I believe it was Shannon Cook's voice, reminding everybody how this ball's going to come off her foot. It swings out, then in. I heard her say it 3 or 4 times. It swings out, then in, and that's exactly what that ball did.
It hit the top of the crossbar and then skidded away. But another opportunity for Alabama. That's headed out of there in front of the goal.
Great play.
Still
LSU
a play
needs
in the
numbers.
box. Left-footed shot.
Don't give her time.
Knox did her best to keep it alive for Alabama, and the Crimson Tide will reset from midfield.
And not give LSU a lot of time to reset. They're calling a free kick.
Once again, Swift
Free kick for Alabama.
came out of the net. She was able to get possession, but Alabama will have a set-piece opportunity. Felicia Knox will have it on her foot. She tees it up just outside the box.
Look at me, come on. Come on, Faith, move with her, let's go.
Alabama does a good job of having numbers everywhere. And just offensively forward, having numbers at their first step.
That's Kat Rogers to the right, and that one sails all the way through. Swift leaves her feet and snatches it on the fingertips.
That's a momentum shifter type of save. That's a momentum shifter type of save. Great play by Molly Swift.
Swift lunging to her right, leaving the grass and plucking it with the fingertips.
Wow. So now her teammates need to pick up the slack and give LSU another confidence boost offensively. This is going to be, we knew this coming in, it's a grudge match.
Goalkeeper Crone will put it in play.
Good challenge by Rami Noel, but a great ball by Crone. Number 7 going to take that ball to the end line.
That's Skorka. Skorka, a biology major. 1 goal, 5 assists from the back line this year. Had 18 starts last year and played 90-plus minutes 10 times last season for Alabama.
Johnson. Also in number 12, Lainey Gonzalez.
Less than 14 and a half minutes remain in the first half. Alabama looking for its 9th consecutive match victory.
That was not the kind of possession Rami Noel wanted to keep for LSU. Tough bounce. But Alabama does.
That one on line, but Molly Swift taking it head high. That strike had some pace to it, but it was right at the goalkeeper.
It's a great shot. A lot of power right there. So if Molly Swift would have made one little mistake, that ball probably would have gone past her hand. So it was a good save, good strong save from Molly Swift.
Sarah, you've been talking about the style of play for Alabama all season long, and to illustrate it with numbers, before today's match, Alabama had taken 293 shots.
Wow.
The opponents 109. That's almost a 3-to-1 advantage
Yes.
for Alabama. And Alabama quickly counters again. That one smacked home. Molly Swift unable to move to her right. And it's Gianna Paul who scores the second goal for Alabama. Her fifth goal of the season.
It's that similar style of play, but like I said, Alabama's been building confidence on doing it and doing it well. And so they've got numbers and they just don't stop. They don't quit. They keep pushing and they're there. If they miss that first goal, if it deflects off, that they're ready. They're there. They've got numbers.
Gianna Paul is a freshman from Huntington Station, New York. In addition to soccer, she was twice a high school all-state track and field performer.
Yeah. Didn't she come in second in like an international running competition for the U.S.?
I'll have to do some research on that to make sure. But just to follow up that shot total, Alabama now has outshot LSU 9-3 in this first half and has almost a 3-to-1 advantage over the season in shots over their opponents. That's remarkable.
Wow.
For every 3 shots that Alabama has uncranked this year, the opponents have only managed 1.
You know, against Ole Miss, their goalkeeper had an extremely low percentage of goals scored against her, and I think it was like 4 goals in the season, and Alabama came in and scored 4 goals on her. That's a good, dangerous ball that LSU needs to play. And there's Alabama doing their thing. They win the ball out of the 50-50 tackle. LSU can't give up the ball right there. And there's Parker doing her thing, winning that ball all the way in the defensive third for Bama and making a run back through.
They tried to leave it for Parker. She had overrun it, and LSU will get control. Noel on the move. Noel looking to her right.
Keep the ball, keep the ball.
Baker sets up outside the box. We'll see if she figures in the offensive thrust. Alabama comes away with it.
Remy Noel needs to come back.
This is Paul chasing it down. She was waving for it like a wide receiver going downfield. They missed her by a couple of seconds because potentially she had an opportunity for a breakaway.
Wow.
Less than 11 minutes to go in a 2-0 first half in favor of the undefeated Alabama Crimson Tide, undefeated in league play, once defeated on the season. I don't have the numbers in front of me, Sarah, but I suspect the number of minutes that Alabama has trailed in any match this year, or all the matches cumulatively, is very few.
It's very few.
If at all.
What's going well for LSU is don't get nervous about trailing. That's their positive. So you don't think Alabama's trailed too long, too many minutes, where LSU has, and they've done a fantastic job of keeping their grit, keeping their head in the game, and fighting. And so they don't. This 2-0 lead for Alabama, don't exclude LSU and say it's not possible. There's a whole other half to play. With 9 minutes left in this one, they can pull something off.
Kat Rogers will have a goal kick opportunity, corner kick opportunity.
This is where LSU needs to defend as if their life depends on it. Good, solid ball.
And a goal kick coming from the other side now,
which Knox is going to take. And she scored on Thursday night against Ole Miss with a great bending ball. that caught the Ole Miss goalkeeper off guard, and that ball went in on its own. So dangerous corner kick taker right here.
Knox is a midfielder, but she led Alabama with 43 shots last year. 3 goals and 3 assists a season ago. She'll try to curl it.
Good save from Molly Swift.
Right in the middle of the pack with offensive and defensive players around her. Molly Swift rises and manages to snare that.
So great ball by Knox, that dangerous, dangerous ball. And Swift is there to stop it. With 8 minutes left, what you need to see is LSU get some possession and build a sequence to get to that offensive third for them and just take some shots.
LSU had some decent early pressure against Alabama and had a goal taken away on an offside call during some corner kick action, but Alabama has regrouped. Got kind of a fluky goal for number 1 and then a well-played goal for number 2.
This is where LSU needs to do their thing.
And the smack.
And follow up. Follow up.
Molly Baker just missing.
It's Gonzalez on the left side for LSU.
LSU unable to connect on that pass to the southpaw side.
There's Molly Baker doing her thing. I thought she was going to slot it to Ida coming in, but she did a great job keeping her head down. If she just had a little, that ball would have been just a little bit lower, it would have been a goal.
She struck that with her left foot, did Molly Baker.
LSU needs to keep possession here and capitalize on their opportunities in the offensive third in order to make something happen.
Six minutes remain. 39 are in the books in the first half.
Clear, clear, clear.
It's a good passing sequence for LSU. That's the kind of possession that they like to keep, and that's a good dangerous ball.
Kicked away from behind on a nice defensive play as Hermansdottir was trying to set up and clear the defender.
That's Thorson getting around her defender.
Hermansdottir is to her left. The pass goes
LSU
right.
needs to communicate. I would not have called that offsides.
Offside.
I believe the center
Free
back
kick,
for Bama
Alabama.
was keeping her on, but I'm not down on the field. So let's see, Molly Baker getting that ball, trying to get Maya Gordon, and there's
It was Gordon who was called for offside, wasn't
Maya
it?
was offsides, but I was seeing that Alabama had their center back, holding the line. It looked like she was still there.
Substitution for Alabama. Off number 10, Riley Parker, and number 8, Felicia Knox. On number 13, Mariana Ines, and number 27, Sydney Vincent.
Parker's going to get a bit of a rest now, probably for the rest of the half for Alabama, and so will Knox. So the most productive scoring tandem for Alabama right now is on the bench in the final 4 minutes plus of the first half.
But they have a ton of depth on their bench as well. There's a good strong tackle right there. for LSU, but giving up a corner kick.
For Alabama.
That's Maya Gordon, who is one of the more physical players for LSU. Out of Fort Lauderdale, she's a senior. Mariana Anest with the corner kick. A save.
Great save
by Molly Swift, leaving her feet to do it.
But there's Alabama again. When that ball clears, they've got numbers in the right place. And they're ready to transition.
Goal kick, LSU.
And keep that ball.
Alabama has won 5 Southeastern Conference matches. It has lost none. We slide under the 3-minute mark in the first half.
Solid ball by Crone. Molly Swift.
An opportunity
Saved.
there for Paul, and you can see the speed that Paul possesses. She already has 1 goal, and she is just a sprinter. Remember, we told you that twice she was an all-state track and field performer in New York high school competition, and she can really motor.
Wow.
Number 2.
She was 1 step away from having a completely open net. Henderson and Paul with the 2 goals in that order. Alabama trying to tack on its 3rd goal late in the first half.
Ooh, ooh.
There is an LSU player down after contact to the head, apparently.
That's Shannon Cook. She's tough as nails.
Yes, she is. Shannon Cook is very slow to get up.
She's going to get up. She does not want to come off the
Free
field.
kick for the Tigers.
Shannon Cook is a warrior. She is the only player to start and play in all 14 games for the Tigers this year, and really tough defensively on the back line. Had 18 starts last year out of Rickmansworth, England. Converted from the midfield position.
And Shannon Cook wanting to get back on the field. Like he said, tough as nails. She's a gamer. She's a leader of this team. You know, if she could do it all by herself, she would.
That's a beautiful pass inside the box, but cleared by LSU and then taken back.
A dangerous clear for LSU. Thorson right there. Good battle, good smart play, getting that ball into some space and not back into an Alabama player.
Less than a minute to go in the first half. Alabama with a soft roller by Henderson off the post and into the net. And then Paul ripped one home. 2-0 Bama. LSU has less than 20 seconds to work with here in the closing part of the first half.
It's a good play by Johnson.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
That ball will roll
3,
harmlessly.
2, 1.
And we will move
That's the first
forward.
half.
So it's halftime under blue skies here in Baton Rouge, but it's been all maroon here.
Great job of possessing the ball and following what Coach Hart is asking them to do. They believe in his system and they believe in each other.
All right, we get set for the second half. LSU in white and Alabama in crimson.
Alabama and crimson going to test that back line of LSU, playing that first long ball and press LSU to get numbers in the box. Again, just for example, right there in that moment. So what Alabama does well is they lost the ball. LSU cleared it, and Alabama was in, so it wasn't clear. So LSU player played that ball right back to an Alabama person because of their numbers, because of their shape. They are getting every ball.
Alabama.
You know, I'm a few decades older than you, but I'm going to ask you, this has nothing to do with soccer, but you'll see the reference.
All right.
I'm going to ask you if you've ever heard of Tommy James, the musician, the singer.
You know,
Moni,
a lot
Moni?
of time.
Moni,
Okay,
Moni?
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Also Crimson and Clover.
No.
So if this field were Clover,
Uh-huh.
it would be Crimson and Clover.
Yes. Yes. I see what you're doing there. That's a look right here. Alabama getting a good shot off and testing Molly early on. Molly probably didn't have to dive, but at this point now, she's going to dot every I, cross every T
Open your mouth.
to defend the goal.
Open your mouth. Let's go. Hunt the ball.
Another corner kick for Alabama. Over the course of the season, statistically, they have had
Goal kick for the
many,
Tigers.
many more corner kick opportunities than their opponents.
Yeah. Yep. And then, you know, you hear, again, we were talking about Shannon Cook earlier, who's someone that would want to, that's a mistake that LSU has got to clean up.
Now, Lindsay, watch your left shoulder here. No foul, Shay, no foul.
And you hear someone saying, no fouls here, no fouls here. They know Alabama is very dangerous right there. You don't want to get a foul. Let's play. They need to play clean soccer. Get the ball to each other's feet. Play the game you know how to play.
You've made the point, and I think very appropriately so, a couple of times in the first half. It seems Alabama, more than a lot of teams, is in the right place at the right time more frequently.
Some would call it lucky, but at this, you know, chance favors the aggressor. And so the luck is falling to their side because they're disciplined, because they're putting numbers where they're supposed to have numbers. So again, right there, someone stepping to that ball for Alabama in that space. They're everywhere.
Alabama flirting with the ball along the outside of the box, trying to create a shot opportunity. Here's an open
someone
opportunity,
wide open.
and it's slapped on the pass to the right side. I thought she was going to take that shot, and then the shot did miss wide. I thought right here we were going to have a shot. Instead, the pass is on the foot of a teammate on the extreme left side, and then the miss wide right.
You saw Riley Parker right there making that run, and somewhat of a dummy run. She knew not to get in the way of the ball because she thought who was taking that shot right there was had a better angle. So she didn't. She could have easily tried to trap it and probably would have scored a goal. But you know, 50 one way, 50 the other.
3.5 minutes into the second half, Alabama is protecting a 2-0 lead. A team looking for its 9th consecutive victory.
And notice they've put Megan Johnson, who's a super senior for LSU from Baton Rouge. She's a level-headed player of a lot of wisdom and controls the game, can get tempo down. Got her. LSU has her in the game to maybe see if they can do. She's very soccer smart. Try to keep some possession for them in the midfield. It's number 31 right there, Megan Johnson. See, I think one thing I would probably do there is the same thing that Alabama's done to LSU and Molly Swift is press. Make the goalkeeper uncomfortable. Crone was coming out, and there was 2 players that probably could have put a little pressure on her and see if she makes a mistake. not go inside. Throw in for Alabama. Alabama maintaining possession on their half of the field, their offensive half.
It's an Indian summer day here in Baton Rouge, 80 degrees at game time.
I went down at half. It was pretty hot.
Yep.
It could be worse. I will say this is a nice, cool fall day, but it's hot down there. Vita trying to maintain possession. That was a good ball. What they don't want to do is just start kicking it. LSU needs to play their game. There they go. There they go. Portland doesn't have a lot of time there. Alabama's not giving them time at all. There's no, that's discipline. That is Coach Hart saying, hey, if you give LSU time, they're dangerous. So his players are not giving LSU time.
Our first half numbers indicated that much of Alabama's possession time was held on the LSU end of the field, and the same thing has occurred here early in the second half.
You know, and I think
Alabama has been a lot closer to LSU's goal than vice versa.
I do like that they've got Molly Baker starting off the second half.
Yeah, she's an igniter, isn't she?
Yes, and she's got a zip of speed. She's also, you know, she played at a very, you know, storied program in UNC. So she's got some big time game experience underneath her belt.
Free kick for
It's a
Alabama.
free kick. What needs to, I just need to pass and move.
Not much doubt about that. Dawson getting called for the infraction.
Doesn't faze her at all. She's such a good defender as well.
Alabama trying to make a move.
And that's a dangerous. Looks like LSU's struggling. They need to communicate. That ball got through Dawson. She's saying somebody else should be stepping to that player with the ball.
Felicia Knox looks a bit uncomfortable.
Let's see what's happening here. So there's Megan coming in. Yeah.
That trips her up. That was not a clean tackle.
No. And thank goodness it was outside of the 18-yard box. This is a dangerous. This is what Alabama wants.
Knox will strike it.
Wasilla Duare-Souls right there in a hole. Oh, goodness.
That one bounced twice, caught a piece of the post, and glanced home, and it's 3-0 Bama.
Wow.
There's the deflection.
Oh. That was.
And a swing and a miss, and then I believe on the backside of the play, there was a third Alabama offensive player. We'll try to make sure we get the proper identification.
So Megan Johnson touched that ball, which put it in that direction. You know, would have liked a good wall stop right there. Wasilla couldn't get to it. She didn't want to hit it with her hand. And
yeah, it was that
deflection
little awkward
right there.
Back kick that got it done.
Yep, that's just. Some would hate to hear this. That's unlucky. It's unlucky. It's the 5th goal of the season for Felicia Knox.
Well, they actually are giving Knox the goal on a roll through, but that ball was clearly touched by a teammate. Clearly touched. That's something that can be reviewed and gets a bit confusing sometimes.
Good stop, Thorson. There you go, LSU. Look, you have time to make it happen. I would not put it past LSU, but they've got it. They've got to get some confidence. Just one thing at a time, though, and they need to have some defensive wins. Like,
Free kick, Alabama.
Alabama, a couple of goals in the first half and one here in the second. And that's just over the crossbar.
you know, their first SEC game was against South Carolina. And, you know, South Carolina was just a force to be reckoned with last year. And did some, you know, checking in, kind of watching everybody in their pre-conference games. And when I saw that Alabama beat South Carolina in their home opener, I knew they were going to be a force to be reckoned with. And it was, you know, they were going to continue to build their momentum. And they've done that.
That was Riley Tanner who tried to smack it through but lifted it over the crossbar.
Substitution for LSU.
Tanner started her career at South Carolina. She's got a birthday coming up. She'll be 23 years old on March 23rd. Tanner has not been particularly noisy tonight, but in 12 starts last year, she had match-winning goals against Kentucky, against Mississippi State, and also against another team. So she's had an opportunity to make a difference.
What are they going to call here? What are they calling?
Free kick, Alabama.
It'll be a free kick coming for Alabama.
Yeah, they said
with a
that
3-0 lead.
She's got some experience of making things happen. So let's see if she's a spark that LSU needs offensively, and that's a dangerous ball.
It has been Alabama, even more pressure here in the second half than in the first. The first 11, 12 minutes of this second half have been controlled completely by the visiting team. We have seen a really impressive, relentless performance by the undefeated team in the SEC this afternoon on foreign grass.
Good clear for Shannon Cook. Taylor needs to win that ball. You have Molly Baker in there. I'm shocked that the referee didn't call something right there.
Goal kick, Alabama.
It's a good win, good placement, but that's the second ball that LSU needs to win. That's the difference between LSU and Alabama. Alabama's winning the second ball. Angelina Thorson put herself in the right position on that goal kick to win that ball, and she placed it very well with a solid header. And LSU didn't keep possession. Good defending by Shannon Cook, but teeing it up for Alabama.
And that sails wide right. She tried to hook it home.
LSU.
It started right and stayed right off the foot of Knox. Knox led the Crimson Tide with only 4 goals as a freshman. She's a junior now.
Possession, possession, possession. Now, if that ball would have gone right over that defender's head, Taylor Dobles was running in behind her, hoping that ball would be a miss hit. Here's dangerous Molly Baker, doing her thing. Very good.
Alabama right there defensively.
Corner kick for the Tigers.
LSU will counter with a corner kick. Ramey Noel has re-entered the contest. Laney Gonzalez is on the sideline right now.
Do your job, Crimson! First on! Away!
That was a good look right there for Thorson. See, she needs a few more supportive numbers. When she's over there, has 2 defenders on her. There needs to be some more numbers for LSU to support for her to have somebody to pass to. That
LSU
continues to create an offensive threat.
LSU will peel back defensively. John Hudson not necessarily pleased with the awarding of the possession. By the way, LSU with its first shot just a few seconds ago this half. So the Tigers, looking at a deficit of 3 goals, have only managed 1 shot here in this second half, and that was just a few seconds ago.
Well, you have McPartland's going to take this free kick, and Lindsey Jennings and Shannon Cook getting in the box to have some numbers there. But now LSU needs to get some numbers back to defend, because Alabama's going to press them quickly and with numbers. That's a good win. That's a good win for LSU.
Free kick, Tigers.
Alabama has recorded 7 shutouts this year.
There you go. Shannon Cook is willing to lay it all out on the field for the Tigers. She wants to get something in the back of that net, get them a little bit closer to making this game possible for LSU. Look at her. What a great challenge.
Number 15, Kat Rogers.
In the SEC, Alabama has blanked South Carolina and Texas A&M. And for the season, there have been 7 shutouts recorded by Alabama.
There's Taylor. That's the kind of pressing I'm shocked has not started, but Taylor Douglas doing a great job of pressing the goalkeeper. At this point, that's what LSU's going to need to do.
There you see the Crimson Tide in SEC play this year. Perfect with wins over South Carolina, Tennessee.
Stay in that.
Texas A&M, Georgia, and Ole Miss.
That was a smart play by Shannon Cook. Very dangerous, but smart play.
Two goals in the first half for Bama, and a follow-up goal in the second half as well.
Good ball, good ball. There's some speed for LSU. Not enough, not enough.
Thank you.
Goal kick, Alabama.
Jocelyn Olivere was trying to run it down, but was a step late. The ball with a little too much pace out in front of her.
Thorson trying to win that ball.
This is Paul.
Speed match. She loves that crossover when she's taking somebody on 1v1. She's not afraid to try some moves and try to fake out Shannon Cook or fake out her defenders. So fast with the ball at her feet. It's one thing to be fast. It's a whole nother threat to be fast with the ball at your feet, with ball control. And she's got both.
Paul has a goal today, giving her 5 on the year.
Good ball.
Good touch, good touch.
LSU has recorded 2 shutouts this season. One of them at Princeton, and the other in the first match of the season against Stephen F. Austin. And the Tigers to this point have not been shut out by an opponent this year.
Oh, good flick. Great. Knox just plays with so much confidence and awareness of the ball.
Point blank range opportunity, and it's lifted too high by Gianna Paul. That one was right there to be had.
Wow.
And Gianna Paul knows it.
Yeah. That's a hard, people think, well, that's easy. She's right in front of the goal, but that's a volley type situation. If you don't hit that just right, your body position isn't just right, that ball's going to pop up.
LSU has kicked it to Alabama a lot today, and again, an example of Alabama being in the right place at the right time, very fortunately, but they work for it.
No, it's discipline. It's a style of play. It's 8 years in the making. You've seen the same thing happen at University of Arkansas. You know, they do it. A similar style of play. They're going to come at you. They're going to work hard. They're going to have numbers everywhere. Molly Baker trying to chase that one down. She's got some speed on her, man.
Earlier in the match, we looked at the numbers for Alabama over the course of the season, and they indicated about a 3-to-1 advantage in shots over their opponents. And that's been pretty much the case here today against LSU. 19 shots for Alabama and only 6 for the Tigers.
There's Alabama to win that ball. Now it's LSU's to possess. See if Ida can keep that ball. That's a good call by the ref.
That will stay with LSU as Wasila Dewere Swale was taken down illegally. She started her career at Lamar. She also has played at Navarro College, a graduate student from Ghana.
She's
and a
ferocious.
3-year starter for LSU.
That was a good, dangerous ball. Good idea for LSU, but a little too much time in the air to float and give Crone time to get there. You got Paul, Shannon Cook, who knows how to defend her well. Are they calling that? Yep.
That was Shannon Cook defending Gianna Paul.
Let's see.
Paul had her left arm in the chest of Cook.
I would say, and I don't want to be LSU bias at all, but I would say that was a lot more ball.
Foul on LSU. Penalty kick for Alabama.
So this will be a penalty kick coming.
Taken by number 18. It's number 16.
That's Reina Reyes.
Reyes.
She's on the Mexican national team.
And she's got 4 goals.
She had a game-winning goal last year against LSU.
Oh, wow.
And she goes right side and beats the guess from Molly Swift. Swift was leaning to her right. And it's 4-0. Watch Swift breaking right now.
Yep.
And then the little punch the other way. So Alabama with 2 in the first half and 2 in the second.
I think Sean was still trying to have a conversation with the center ref, head ref.
Substitution.
I really would say it was a decent tackle by Shannon Cook. A lot of ball there, but you know, a tackle in the box is dangerous, and that's it's a chance you take. And she had to do that. She had to take that chance too. But I would say it was a clean tackle.
Reyes is a very talented midfielder. She's been a 2-time All-SEC selection. She's on the SEC Academic Honor Roll. She's on the Mexican national team. And that's 6 goals now for that midfielder. That's a big number.
That's a huge number.
She has scored goals in back-to-back games against LSU as Reina Reyes. And a lot of contact there.
And no call. Ref wanting them to play it out. Dangerous ball. And Riley Parker with a bending ball, beautiful shot, and a goal.
And Alabama is pouring it on as Riley Parker drills her 11th goal of the season. Watch this strike. She wards off the defender. Her arm and the defender's arm were hooked together as Riley Parker smacked it and was able to twist it home.
So composed, well played, and I don't want to see LSU give up. And they're making some mistakes defensively that just the wind's been taken out of them.
In the 69th minute, Riley Parker scores for the 11th time this year. And that ties her now for the SEC goal leadership.
She's earned it. She is a workhorse. She's everywhere. She's has earned every single goal, and she's very good at bending the ball. Great ball placement. So look at her. She's out wide. She's very aware of where she is on the field.
There she is.
Out wide open. That's a good defensive play and win for LSU.
Yes, it is. By the way, Sean Hudson just a few seconds ago was given a yellow card on that Cook foul.
Good for her.
She's not one who complains vociferously or often.
No.
Substitution for the Tigers. Coming off, number 17, Ida Herman's daughter. On number 10,
Herman's daughter will get a rest. LSU, with only 20 minutes to play, trails 5-0. We have been reading the headlines for the last 2 months about this Alabama team. They haven't lost since August. And this Alabama team came from Tuscaloosa to Baton Rouge
on a mission.
And came with a mission. That's a great word for it.
They've made a sub. LSU has, bringing Garcia in. So now you've got Garcia with, offensive power. Molly Baker, Taylor Douglas, trying to maybe build some numbers and get something in the back of the net for the Tigers. It looks like they're going to make some more subs as well.
LSU will have a couple of road games following this one. The Tigers will play at Tennessee on the 14th, and they will play at Arkansas on the 20th. So trips to Knoxville and Fayetteville are next on the calendar for LSU.
Look, there's no gimme on this schedule. And LSU's just going to have to. You start over, clean slate. It's another game. That's why you go game for game. But there's no gimmies. in the conference
Number 11.
this season, especially in its exciting time to be playing soccer at the collegiate level for the SEC. It really is. Like, every team is doing so well.
Number 27, Brittany Bertram.
The Crimson Tide have only 4 more matches following this one. They will host Arkansas on the 16th of October at 11 a.m. on the SEC Network. And then they will go to Starkville, Mississippi to play Mississippi State on the 20th. They are home against Florida at 6 o'clock on the 23rd. And they close out the season in the football version of the Iron Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
In Auburn. That's on the SEC Network at 7:30 on the 27th of October. You know, when you're an Alabama football team that has a better record or more wins than the Alabama football team, that's a pretty good season working.
I would say so.
Let's go. Come on, we still got time to play here. Now let's go, Wade!
There's someone keeping the positivity for LSU, saying, hey, we still got time to play here. Let's go, let's go. So that's a good thing. You want to hear that. It's at this point, you know, fight to have some team wins. You know, get something out of this.
Good, watch it backside here.
Make some corrections that you can be proud of.
But again, I am so very impressed with Alabama's ability to control this game very close to the LSU goal. This game has been played primarily with Alabama on the attack on the LSU side of midfield.
LSU needs to communicate when they win that ball, keep the ball in. I'm shocked that wasn't called. They're saying that's a throw in for LSU.
Felicia Knox has spent some time on this carpet, this beautiful Bermuda lawn here.
Which, I mean, they have a wonderful watering system, sprinkler system and everything, but sure missing some rain.
Yeah, it's been a while. Most of the South is in a bit of a drought.
My mom's a big, loves her garden, you know, growing up, so always paying attention to that kind of stuff. And you can water all you want, but there's nothing better than rain. It's better. It's better for the grass. It's better for your flowers.
It's also better for your utility bill.
Yeah.
This has been an extraordinarily impressive performance against LSU. The Tigers were prepared. They have established themselves this season with their record coming into this match. They had 8 wins. They had only a couple of losses. But Alabama has just essentially put itself in the way of every LSU strategy, every LSU opportunity. This has been a magnificent display of soccer on a lot of levels by the Crimson Tide.
And this is where I will say this. This is over the last few years and getting to know and watch how Coach Shawn Hudson coaches her team. Let's see what this is real quick.
There's the push.
I wouldn't put it back, you know, like LSU makes it to postseason. Coach Hudson does a great job of making changes, of coaching to the weakness, of figuring out what they can do to make this situation better. And for this to not happen again. So I wouldn't put it past her. I wouldn't put, don't leave her open.
Swift gobbles that up. Alabama needs to kill 13 minutes plus and get back to Tuscaloosa, leading 5-0. This is the most goals by far that LSU has allowed this year.
That's a good ball. That's a good ball for LSU. Creating a corner kick opportunity for the Tigers.
In LSU's 2 losses this season,
Corner kick for the Tigers.
3 goals were scored against the Tigers. So 5 today by Alabama. And that's the highest total allowed by LSU this year.
There they go.
The header
Shannon
finds
Cook.
its way home. Shannon Cook, who has been physically very active today. She's been injured, but she, in her tenacious style, is able to lay the header on that one and score for the second time. What? Did they take it away? They have taken that away?
I was wondering.
It went behind the goal, I believe.
Behind the goal.
There was reaction like it was a
Yeah.
goal, but
It's hard to see.
I kind of blinked the first time I saw it.
Yes, Josh! Yes.
It's a goal kick.
Good, Josh.
Let's see this. Beautiful ball. Oh, wow.
That's a much better angle.
Much better angle for us. See Cook's disappointment. She wants it so bad. You know, she's had the experience. She's won an SEC championship at the tournament. Played in big games. Has definitely been a part of the turnaround for LSU soccer, and will definitely leave this program better than she found it. Got her. Look at her right there. If they would have played Raylan Prince. Played a little bit quicker. Shannon was right there showing she had space, she had time. Player at her feet right then.
Good job.
LSU has committed 16 fouls today. Alabama with 10, and the Tigers with 5 yellow cards.
Molly Swift. Now in goalie, number 24, Bella Zanatelli.
Look at a goalkeeper switch for the Tigers.
Bella Zanatelli is the new goalkeeper replacing Molly Swift. Swift was under a great deal of pressure today. And that is Bella Zanatelli, a 5'11" junior from Pueblo, West Colorado.
Taylor Douglas
played in a couple of matches.
Well played. That's the LSU spark. That's the LSU spark. That's the kind of stuff we've been seeing from LSU all season.
The substitution.
And Alabama, give credit to them defensively. They shut that down. But LSU found a way right there, found a little rhythm.
Jordan Johnson missed it. Zanatelli had a couple of starts as a freshman. She's in goal now. She's a junior. Played in 2 matches for a total of 64 minutes last year. She has replaced the starting goalkeeper, Molly Swift.
Good clear for the Tigers. There's Alabama. Open to receiving that ball. Keeping possession.
Once again, taken away by Alabama. Right now, the Crimson Tide can afford to play some keep away as we approach the 8-minute mark.
It's a good win for Johnson. Raylan Prince in the midfield, looking to play that ball into space.
No foul. Awesome, Aislinn!
It's good defensive shape and defending and play right there for Bama, not letting LSU player get around her.
Alabama. Substitution for Alabama. On number 2, Macy Clem. On number 20, Paris Hall.
Alabama going deep into its bench right now with just over 7 minutes remaining and a 5-0 lead over LSU. It's an impressive thing when you can
do that.
Come to Baton Rouge and shut down the Tigers. The last LSU shutout loss at home was in 2020 against Texas A&M. That was a 1-0 setback a couple of years ago. Last time LSU has been shut out at home. 6 minutes to play on a Sunday afternoon, which has seen an impressive performance by Alabama.
It's a good win out of the air for LSU. Good dangerous ball.
Centered but grabbed by McKinley Crone, C-R-O-N-E. Crone is looking for her 19th career clean sheet today. That's good stuff.
Good for her.
That includes her first 2 seasons as a freshman and a sophomore at Oklahoma. This would be shutout number 6 for Crone in goal.
This is dangerous. Ooh. Good defending, Shannon Cook.
Shannon Cook really burns with desire to play well as long as she can. She's just really gritty with a competitive spirit.
Yes, and I believe she plans on going to try to play professionally, and she will. She'll have a great career professionally.
She's from Rickmansworth, England. Is Shannon Cook. Less than 4.5 minutes to go. Well, if anybody needed any evidence in Baton Rouge about the strength of this Alabama team, it's been provided this afternoon.
Yes, it has.
Rocket in, Cook out.
There you go. Pushing a good bit on the back.
Free kick, Tigers.
Playing that ball quickly. There's a chance right here if Taylor can get her foot on it. Taylor Dobles. Some positive momentum right there, building They say it's Alabama's ball.
Free kick, Alabama.
It'll be a free kick for Alabama.
I thought she was saying it's LSU's.
Offsides has been the call.
That's... That was Lindsey Jennings playing that ball off of an Alabama player to get the throw in to try to keep possession. That was a good win. That ball into space and see if they want Taylor Dobles to press Crone. LSU maintains possession. Rami Noel getting that ball. Connecting right there.
Just keep her there. Keep her there.
And here you go. 3v1.
Good side.
Getting a corner kick for the Tigers. Oh, a throw in.
Alabama is on the verge of winning for the 9th consecutive match and go to 6-0 in the SEC. LSU will absorb only its 3rd loss of the year.
Substitution for Alabama. Coming off, number 6.
2 in the SEC, 1 in pre-conference.
Emily Cobbler.
LSU will be 3 wins, 2 losses in the SEC.
Still not a bad place to be.
No.
But beginning to put a little pressure on their backs, but still not a bad place to be in terms of prepping themselves for where they would like to be postseason.
At Tennessee, at Arkansas. Those are the next 2 matches for the Tigers, and then home against Auburn and Ole Miss on the 23rd and 27th of October. So both of these teams have 4 SEC matches remaining over the next few weeks to close out the regular season. The goalkeeper came out and made a really nice decision.
Very, very well played. Smart played by Crone, trying to maintain that shutout.
Yeah, there's a point of pride here. Alabama has had this game in its back pocket for a while, but...
Well played by Garcia in that 1v1. A little aggressive there.
Free kick, Tigers.
Alabama wins that ball back and the free kick.
LSU has gone deep into its roster. It has played 23 players today. Alabama has sent 19 to the field.
Ten, 9, 8.
The closing seconds are upon us.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The Alabama Crimson Tide remains perfect in the SEC as the coaches exchange greetings and congratulations. And Alabama